Hey y'all, my name is Julian Jackson and welcome to the neighborhood of Capitol View. We are in Perkerson Park, and Perkerson Park is one of the largest parks in the Atlanta area. Not sure if you've heard about it, but this park is around to over 50 acres. It has the city's only disc golf course, at least permanent disc golf course. The park is pretty sizable. I think it's going to be a great tour today over here in the Capitol View area. Capitol, Capitol, not capital K. No, not K. Capital. It's not spelled that way. Again, O instead of the A. Don't forget it. The neighbors will remind you. All right. So it's going to be a great tour today. We are going to check out some of the residential real estate. We're going to check out some of the commercial real estate. It's going to be a great tour. I'm really looking for it right now. Again, we're going to be having some fun. So stay tuned and let's get into it. I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in to these videos. I want to thank you for liking. I want to thank you for subscribing. I want to thank you for writing in the comments. I want to thank you for requesting some specific neighborhoods. Because of you, I have prioritized some neighborhoods. I'm not going to tell you which ones yet, but this is one of the neighborhoods, Capitol View, that was asked to do a video on. So that is why I'm here in Perkerson Park right now doing this video. So again, if you have some neighborhoods that you want me to focus on, let me know. Also, small hint, I might be going on the other side of 7585. Crazy. We may have an East Side series coming. Anyways, right now we're talking about the Capitol View neighborhood. So Capitol View has gone through so many changes since the 2016 time period. 2016 time period, you could buy something non-livable under $100,000, but on the fully livable side, you're looking up as high as about $240,000, $250,000. On going forward to 2024. On the low end, it's now $200,000. On the high end, it's now $550,000, $540,000, $550,000 to be in the same neighborhood. So just imagine the amount of equity these homeowners have made in the neighborhood. We're going to be looking at the residential. We're going to be looking at the commercial. I would love to say I could give you a full walk around this park, but it's 50 acres. My phone's going to be dead by that point. So I definitely recommend you to come over to the Perkerson Park area and check it out. It is cool. They have so many things to see. They have they have a basketball courts, they have playgrounds, they have disc golf. I mean, they have so much over here. Again, it's 50 acres. This is a huge park. Definitely come over here and check it out. But we're gonna have a good time. I appreciate y'all hanging in with me. Stay tuned for the entire video. I think it's gonna be a good time. All right, let's go. All right now, let's go. Come on, seatbelt. All right, so we are now starting this tour off on Everhart Street. So let's start off with the basics of the neighborhood. Location, location, and location. Capitol View is just about 4 miles from downtown Atlanta, which makes it super convenient if you work or if you play in the city. You're also 7 miles from Midtown, which is a very popular destination. It's just north of downtown and pretty much where a lot of people in Atlanta hang out. That's where the Fox Theater and all that jazz is at. And it's only 9 miles from Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, which is pretty much the most busy airport in America, making it a perfect location for frequent travelers. So whether you want to be in the middle of the city or if you are trying to make it to the airport, it's a great location to be. Now, this neighborhood is surrounded by some other awesome gems. It's bordered by historic Adair Park, which is north of the neighborhood. Capitol View Manor, which is east of the neighborhood. You have Sylvan Hills to the south and historic Oakland City to the west. Getting here is pretty easy. If you're driving from downtown, all you got to do is hop on I-75 or I-85 South and take the exit 244 to University Avenue. Keep right at the fork, turn left on Metropolitan Parkway Southwest, and just like that, you are in Capitol View. If you prefer public transportation, the Oakland City Marta station is your go-to. When you exit on the Murphy's Avenue side, you're right in the western edge of the neighborhood. From there, you can walk to Arden Avenue and deep dive into the neighborhood. All right, so now that we have a better idea of the Capitol View location, let's talk a little bit about the history. We're going to rewind the clock and talk about the deep roots. All right, and it goes back over a century. Before 1910, Capitol View had mostly farmland and pasture. It was owned by a local family. Some names would be the Stewarts, the Shannons, and the Deckners. Some of those streets might sound familiar because some of those names are the streets in Capitol View. But during that time, there was not much there. There were no paved roads, there were no street lights, there were no sewer systems. Earliest residents in the Capitol View area were the Capitol View Baptist Church members, and that church was founded in 1908. And they had to walk to their meetings by lantern light. So yeah, no street lights, no electricity. Things started changing quickly around 1913 thanks to realtor William D. Beatty. Doesn't that sound familiar? There's a street named Beatty. Anyways, he saw the potential there and he started developing the area, naming it Capitol View. Again, Capitol, not Capital, with an O. He used to be able to see the state capitol dome from Capitol View. Of course, Atlanta has a bunch of trees, so you are not seeing the views as well. But during this time, Capitol View had a great view of the state capitol dome. As the neighborhood grew, it was officially annexed into the city in the mid-19s. So about like 1913, around that time, it was annexed into the city and its streets started to take shape. All right, some of the original streets named were changed to what we know of today. For example, Oak Street became Athens Avenue, Poplar became Belmont, Elm became Beatty, and as you can imagine, William Beatty, it was named after William Beatty, which is Beatty Avenue. Anyways, by the 1920s, Capitol View was thriving. The Capitol View Masonic Lodge, it was built in 1921 and became a community hub. When we get there, I'm going to definitely stop so you can actually have a better idea of it. Regarding the Capitol View Baptist Church, I don't believe it's still there anymore. But those were among the first residents in that previously known as farmland period of time. The neighborhood has evolved a lot since that period of time. Like I said, Capitol View Baptist is no longer there. The Masonic Lodge has been repurposed for other uses. There was a huge sale that happened several years ago. Right now, the building is in the process of renovation. I have not been inside, so I don't have any clue what it looks like on the inside. The neighborhood just keeps on changing. Some of the street names are no longer the same. For example, Stewart Avenue during the Olympics, it was changed to Metropolitan Parkway. So there was just a lot of issues going on that street. To be 100% frank, Metropolitan was an area known for drugs and prostitution, and the city did not want these areas to be easily found, so they changed the names during the 1996 Olympic time period. So, what do I personally love about Capitol View is its character. You'll find some awesome craftsman style homes. There's plenty of mature trees. There's a sense of community that's hard to beat. Really, it's the kind of place that you can feel the history, and you can also see a potential for the future. Alrighty then, we are now driving on Belmont Avenue Southwest. I want to thank y'all so much for subscribing, liking, throwing in comments. I really appreciate that. If there's anything you think I can improve on, definitely let me know. If there's some neighborhoods you want me to focus on, please don't hesitate to do so in the comments. As you know, I'm a real estate agent in the Atlanta area. If you didn't know, now you know. I'm real estate in the Atlanta area, sold hundreds of homes, especially in the Southwest Atlanta area. Don't hesitate to reach out to me if you're looking at purchasing or selling a home. It doesn't matter if it's in Southwest Atlanta, it could be in Northwest, it could be Southeast, it could be in Northeast. It doesn't matter. I'm here to help. All right, all my information is in the description. Let's change this up. Let's take it away from the residential side of real estate and change it up to some of the other aspects that the neighborhood has to offer. Capitol View, Sylvan Hills. Capitol View, Sylvan Hills. That's the difference. And all right, so as we are driving through the Capitol View neighborhood, right on the edge of the neighborhood, like literally feet away, we are at a Marta station. We're actually at the Oakland City Transit station, but we're currently in, if you want to go by official terms, we are in Sylvan Hills. But it's literally feet away. It's, why not talk about it? It's literally right outside the neighborhood by literally feet. And you have access all the way down to the airport, south. And going north, you can make it all the way to like Sandy Springs. So you have access to pretty much anywhere the transit goes in the city. So that's a pretty awesome feature of Capitol View. All right, so we are now leaving the Oakland City Marta station and we're gonna head down Dill Avenue Southwest. Dill Avenue, in my opinion, is the longest street in the Capitol View neighborhood. It goes east to west, or west to east, whichever way you want to say it, and it's really sandwiched between two main roads. On the west side, I would say it's sandwiched between Lee Street or Murphy Avenue. They kind of run parallel to each other at this point when it's going by this neighborhood. On the other side, you're going to see Metropolitan. So it's sandwiched between those two main streets, and it's a long one. So y'all enjoy watching what's going on the street. At the end of this street, we are going to hit the Masonic temple that's being renovated. And as I said earlier, I wanted y'all to see it and its size, especially for the time period when it was built. As we continue driving down Dill Avenue Southwest, you've probably noticed some commercial properties and also residential properties. You may have seen some industrial lots, you may have seen some small businesses, you may have seen some residential, and also maybe even some multifamily. There are so many different kinds of homes on this street. As we continue driving down Dill, I want to talk to you a little bit about the Capitol View Lodge. It's one of the neighborhood's most significant landmarks. It was built in 1922, and this four-story structure was commissioned by members of the Freemasons. And it was a big deal at its time. They chartered Lodge 640 back in 1913, and by the 1950s, the chapter had almost 1,000 members. All right, so the lodge was designed by the neoclassical style by Robert S. Pringle, one of Atlanta's most prominent architects. If you look at the symbol above the door, you'll see a square and a compass with the letter G. It's a hallmark for Freemasonry. It's a really, really cool building. And fun fact for you, there's a massive windowless space inside that was used for secret ceremonies. It's so unique, really, you can't tell if it's a 3 or 4 story building. If you look from the exterior, it looks like it's 3 stories, but it says that it is 4 stories tall, and it's one of the tallest buildings in the area. In 1979, the lodge sold the building to the National Alliance of Postal and Federal Employees. This union, founded by Black postal workers to fight racial discrimination, is hugely important to the local African American history. Over the years, this space has served as a youth center, a theater, and more. We are now driving down Metropolitan, and it's going to turn into the Adair Park neighborhood if we go under this bridge. So we're going to make a left into the Vivian. I want to talk to you a little bit about this property. Right now, you can see me driving on the Aline side. This is the furthest west of the property, but this property in general used to be an old Exide battery plant. They had to do so much cleanup to the land afterwards. It's really been such a benefit to the neighborhood. After they cleaned up the land, they built the Vivian Apartments. It's on 8.5 acres, and it's really been such a huge project for the neighborhood. I'm so glad that this property has been reformed. All right, y'all, we are at the Vivian Apartment Complex. It is right here on the Beltline. It is pretty new. It opened up, let's say about a year to 2 years ago. It's a very new development that's over here on the Beltline. I know I don't really cover the apartment rentals side of real estate, but this is a really cool building. It's a multifamily building. It's right here on the Beltline. Literally, you're gonna have a new coffee shop that opens up as part of the Vivian Complex, Black Coffee West Side. The owner has said online they should be opening up in another 3 weeks. So, exciting times. There's gonna be a coffee shop right over here on the Beltline. I can't wait. Since we're over here on the Beltline, let's go ahead and take a walk. You're gonna get a good feel of the neighborhood over here, and let's get to it. As we're finishing up on the Beltline, we have one more direction to go in Capitol View. This connection to the Vivian, there is an offshoot trail that also is in the Capitol View area. So we're gonna walk down a little bit, but I just want to say this part of the Beltline is, or just these parts of the Beltline in general, are, I'm gonna say, pretty quiet. You're not seeing the abundance of businesses that you're going to see, for example, on the East Side Beltline. It's pretty quiet over here. Yes, there's this brand spanking new multifamily that houses hundreds of people, but overall it's very quiet on this side of the Beltline. Super excited again about Black Coffee West Side. That's going to be popping up soon, and that's going to be an added retail for the area. But overall, the retail is sparse on this side of the Beltline. All right, so we have now hopped back in the car and we are driving down Erin Avenue Southwest. I want to thank y'all so much for riding along with me today. If you've enjoyed the tour, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what neighborhoods we should visit next. It's really helpful to me. I would not have prioritized this neighborhood so quickly if someone did not reach out to me and ask me specifically to do the Capitol View neighborhood. I really like the neighborhood. I know I didn't say this before, but Capitol View is the first neighborhood I put an offer for on a house way back in the days of the 2010s. Wow, so long ago. Anyways, Capitol View is a neighborhood with a rich history and an exciting future. I really see big things for this neighborhood. I think things are just on the up right now. And if you're looking for a place with charm, convenience, and a strong sense of community, I think that this could be a great community. Also, don't forget, I'm a real estate agent in the Atlanta area. I sell all over Atlanta, in the east side, west side, north side, south side. I sell all over Atlanta. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me. All of my information is in the description. You can schedule an appointment with me. You can reach out. You can check out my Instagram, my Facebook, or any of that jazz. So don't hesitate to reach out and let me know how I can help you.